The Kenyan Ministry of Education has announced changes to the grading system used for the KCSE exam starting this year, 2023. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what these changes are and the implications they'll have on the learners. The Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, KCSE, is the placement exam for tertiary education in Kenya. Previously, the grading of candidates who sit this exam has been done by factoring in 5 compulsory subjects and 2 electives. The 5 compulsory subjects have included mathematics, Kiswahili, English, and 2 sciences. These sciences are from the pool of 3 of biology, physics, and chemistry. In addition to these 5 compulsory subjects, we have included 2 electives. The electives are picked from the humanities and the technical subjects. These humanities have included history, geography, CRE, and IRE. And the technical subjects have included business studies, computer studies, French, and German. So previously, we have had 5 compulsory subjects: mathematics, English, Kiswahili, and 2 sciences. And then we've always added to them 2 elective subjects. In this way, we've always used the 7 subjects from these clusters to get the mean for a student. The challenge with this has always been some people feeling that the compulsory subjects are just too many, and many students getting really disadvantaged when they don't pass in one of the compulsories, and now it messes up their whole cluster for a degree course that they wanted to pursue. This is how the new model works. The grading will factor in 2 compulsory subjects. The first subject is mathematics. The second one is in a cluster of the languages. In this cluster, the student is going to be graded according to the best language. They have 3 choices: Kenyan Sign Language, English, and Kiswahili. So that makes 2 compulsory subjects: mathematics and 1 of the 3 languages. After factoring these 2 compulsory subjects, the Kenya National Examination Council will then consider any other 5 best performed subjects. And this is where we are going to have a lot of issues. Let me explain. Whereas in the previous model we had clusters, these clusters are now gone apart from the 2 compulsory subjects. So the next best 5 are from a pool of the sciences, the humanities, and the technical and applied subjects. Which means a student can do 3 sciences and 2 humanities, or 1 science and 2 humanities and 2 technicals, or a student can choose not to do the sciences at all and get 3 technicals and 2 humanities. That is the hypothetical situation we are going to find ourselves in. And now it's going to open doors for lots of negotiations and calculations and implications. If you're a student and you're watching this, you have to consider some things. First, you have to know that what the ministry is saying is that the subjects that are used to calculate your average grade at KCSE have shifted a little bit. That is fact number 1. But fact number 2 is that even though these subjects have shifted, the goalposts have remained the same, meaning the cluster points for different courses are not going to shift much. This little chaos might actually affect the students who are currently in Form 1 and those who are sitting for their KCPE this year, the last KCPE lot, which will do their KCSE in 2027. Why am I saying this? Most schools allow the Form 1 students to do almost all the subjects that they offer, meaning that a Form 1 student averagely does 12 subjects or so before they drop. These are the subjects at Form 2, and then they can remain with 7 or 8 subjects. Some schools even do up to 9 subjects because they're allowed to do that. So the current Form 1s, now that they've not dropped their subjects yet, might get really carried away. The current KCP lot who are going to join Form 1 next year might also get carried away because of the directive. Because of this, I think one of the most important things schools can do now is just to sensitize students, to let them know that these changes are not actually what they seem. And yes, the students now have a room to maneuver, because if you want really good in the sciences, you can now maybe drop one or two and do the technicals or do the humanities. Yes, that's a good thing actually, but it now simply depends on what you really want to do as a career. And my biggest worry also is that teenagers, most of them do not know what they want to do, and so they right now they have to make a very important choice in their lives, because the subjects are going to determine lots of things, and this is just also paving way for CBC and its pathways. So the decisions have to be made very, very carefully, and schools need to guide students now more than ever. The other issue this is going to raise is that schools have local arrangements about what is compulsory and what is not compulsory, meaning that some schools will still choose to do the 3 sciences that they've always done. Some schools will do 2 sciences. Some will really focus on the humanities and the technicals. And this, I think, is going to really create a lot of chaos and calculations and negotiations. Another issue, and this has been raised by lots of people, is that the languages might actually suffer. This will depend on many things, the school's policy and the locality and everything else. I'm very sure that most schools will still want to do English and Swahili, and I think that is what they should do. But depending on the locality, we're going to have some schools focusing more on Swahili and some focusing more on English. And so one of these languages will have to suffer. Another thing is that the sciences, and I have a very big hunch about this, will be looked at in a different kind of light by students, because they'll be thinking, do I really need to do chemistry and gamble, or should I just do maybe CRE and something like that? But this, as I've said before, is going to be something you need to think about very carefully, because getting to campus is one thing, but getting to campus and doing the course you want to do is a completely different thing. So even though schools might want to look at the subjects that fit them best, I think at the end of the day, it is a decision that has to be made very, very carefully with a lot of thought. And the students have to also be given a chance to have a hand in it, because it's one thing to say in this school we are going to be doing the sciences, and it's a completely different thing to make sure that the students actually do the courses they want to do, or they're guided to choose the courses that actually fit them. So as we've seen, this new grading system has the potential of opening up the chances for students to go to university, but also it has to be looked at in a different way, in the sense that what are they going to do there. So if you're a student watching this, make a very informed decision. If you're a school head watching this also, as you try to calculate, try to think about the bigger picture, because the students are not just dreaming of going to university or tertiary institutions in general. They are dreaming of going there and doing what they really want to do. So this is going to be an opportunity for guidance and counseling and very deep thought about education and the future of the children. Thank you for watching.